What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome back to the Sooner Surge. It is Friday night. Hope you had a fantastic Friday. Welcome back to Double Trouble. What's up, Dow Poes, Mark, Lori? Several that have on here may have just come from the Sooner Surge softball live that was on after the Sooner women handled business in 2 games. Sooner baseball season is underway. Tough loss today to Oregon, but showed a lot of promise against a very tough Oregon team. Should be a good year for the baseball program. Linebackers need mullets. Well, maybe Hunter, but there's a lot of guys who couldn't play linebacker then. Unless everyone grows their hair out. We are going to talk about linebackers tonight, Jay. I don't know if you did your homework or not. I did a little bit of homework about the linebacker room. Maybe, yeah, we're on time tonight, Chester. For once, I guess. You know, I leave my house at 5:45 in the morning. I walked in at 9:26 or so tonight. Wasn't able to be on the softball live, and then I'm going to do this and then drive a bus 8 hours tomorrow, leaving at 4:30 a.m. So, yeah. But I'm on time tonight. I am on time tonight. So, that's good. Don't want to make anyone wait. What's happening, Sooner Legend Podcast?
What's up, Mike? How are you tonight? How is everybody? It's Friday, and it's freezing cold where I'm at.
Yes, it is. It's cold here, too, in Oklahoma, Jay. I'm driving to Topeka, Kansas tomorrow.
Hey.
4.5-hour drive, 12.5-hour, 14-hour day at a track meet, 4.5 hours back, 22 hours.
Hey, Jay says linebacker room has to be more than just hype.
It is
guys,
more than hype, I think.
Year 3, Jeremy, year 3 under Brent Venables, the linebacker room needs to be the strength of the defense, period.
Well, I'm going to go with Chester. Chester's ready for the defensive line to be the strength of the defense.
No, I am too. I want the defensive line, but a lot of the guys you're rooting for there from this 24 class are true freshmen, okay?
Agreed.
These guys are year 3 under Brent Venables in his system. All of them. Kip, Kobe, Danny.
All 3 4-stars. Kip, Kobe, and Kanik, all 3 4-stars.
I mean, they got guys that have been in the system now. There's zero excuses. Zero.
I agree. And Mike says he's finer than a frog, half split 4 ways in the middle. So there's that. Chester. Mike Gaddis was great. Number 32, I believe he was. Mike Gaddis was unbelievable to watch. If I'm going my favorite Sooner of all time, that's a very difficult question. Man, you watch the 30 for 30. Marcus Dupree was maybe one of the best thing ever that ever walked on, played on that field. But pure player, man, it's tough for me to beat Adrian Peterson, but that'd be mine. Sooner Legend Podcast says all 3 of the Selman brothers. And look, let's talk about the linebackers because I did a little research, and there's some names we're leaving out too, Jay.
You're going to say Lewis Carter, right?
Lewis Carter we're leaving out. We didn't even mention Kobe McKenzie last night. And where is Samuel Oshmigo going to play? Probably Cheetah, right?
I would think so. Yeah.
I think he probably plays Cheetah. But listen, I watched some film. I was wrong a little bit on Kip Lewis because one thing I said, he played bad against Oklahoma State. He played really good against Oklahoma State. That was his best game, arguably. He didn't play that great against West Virginia, though.
Did you go back and look? Did you go back and look at the snap counts and how much he played at the beginning of the year, Kip Lewis?
Not very much, Jay.
Exactly. And the argument last night was you were like, he played just as much as Kanik. Nope. Didn't.
At the end of the year, he absolutely did.
At the end of the year, he caught up a little bit, but still he didn't play as much.
Listen, I'll say, oh, wait. They said Sammy O said he's moving to linebacker. If Harrington's coming back, he might. And listen.
Phil Picotti's another game.
I'm going to say something here. Jonathan wants to see Stutzman with the boz cut. Listen, arguably, Jay, we talked about loyalty, correct? We talked about This team needs to roll through some guys. They need to play too deep, actually across the board too deep. One of the positions that rotated less than any position on defense was linebackers. Whose fault is that? I don't know where Jay is. Hunter might have to get on there. Jay's done. It's Brent Venable's fault. It's whose it is. It's Brent Venable's fault, guys. He was the one who coached linebackers. I think part of this, guys, I think Brent Venables went out and got Zach Alley. Part of it was because he knows Zach Alley can coach linebackers really good, and he needs to be away from that because, in my opinion, he didn't sub enough at the linebacker position. And I know people might wonder, well, I don't know about I think Kobe McKenzie, Lewis Carter, Jaron Canick, Kip Lewis, all those guys can rotate through. I think they should be playing all of them. And I agree, Hunter. At times, it's almost like they forgot to sub the linebackers. I don't even know what Jay's doing on here.
Why?
Oh, there you are. You were out for
Sorry,
a while, dude.
Cut out for a second, dude. Is that all right? Hey,
Brent Venables didn't sub the linebackers enough.
I agree. I looked at a lot of the game recaps last night when I was doing my homework, and there were games Danny Stutzman never came off the field. And yeah, he's your best linebacker, but you got to rotate guys in. You got to. You got to have him healthy at the end of the year. And I think I agree with Chester. Lewis Carter, in my opinion, has the most upside.
Agree. And Jay,
Mike says Kobe McKenzie.
Yes, here's my concern about Kobe McKenzie, and maybe you guys can comment on this. I'm not sold on his speed and lateral side-to-side game.
But listen, Jeremy, look at the jump Kobe made last year. He made a big jump, dude.
So if he made a big jump his second year, shouldn't we expect Canick to make a big jump this year? Because it's really his second year at linebacker.
We should. Nobody said we shouldn't, Jeremy. Why do you argue that every time?
Guys. I think you got to rotate 6 guys in there.
I don't know about 6. You definitely need to play a solid 4. He's still there. Connor Neer's still there.
Connor Neer's there. Phil Piscotty is there, still there. Hey, and I'm
going to say? What did you say his name was?
I said Phil Piscotty. I never say it
correctly.
No,
it's Phil Piscotty.
I know. Well, I always say Piscotty because of the bread. Listen, it's because I like it, or the Italian thing. Hey, I'm going to say this, Jay. Okay, we're both wrong, Hunter. Get on here and say it. I said I'm wrong. I already said I'm wrong. I admit I was wrong on that one. Jay, all across the board, it's Picciotti, he says. Phil Picciotti. All across the board, they need to play too deep more. I am all for running 2 guys in. Now, here's the issue. Sometimes you can't do that in the middle of a series unless the offense is subbing. I mean, that's one thing, but is it by series? What do they do? That's going to have to be decided. Jonathan agrees with me that McKenzie laterally is probably too slow, but
I don't think he's too slow. I mean, it depends on what you're using him. I mean, I thought actually Kobe McKenzie last year in pass coverage across the middle was pretty good. Like, he had some really good breakups, I thought, when he was in there. But I mean, to me, Kip Lewis, Danny Stutzman, Jaron Canick, Kobe McKenzie. Those guys should be your 4. For sure, those guys should be playing next year, and they should have a good year.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't, there's issues like we've said across the board, Jay. All the way across the board, there's issues if this team isn't massively better on defense.
That's right, Mars Jam. If he was that slow, he wouldn't even be playing or sniffing the field.
Who said he was slow?
You!
Go back and find where I said he's slow.
You said he was slow just about 3 minutes ago.
I said I don't know if he's fast enough laterally.
You got short-term memory loss. Or
I
selective
might, Jay. It's
memory.
been a long day.
Maybe it's selective.
First off,
it's been a long day for a lot of people on here. These people are ready to roll.
Okay. Sorry, I don't remember calling Kobe McKenzie slow. If you want to say I said he was laterally I don't know if he had the speed. Yeah, I said that. Said it. I don't know if
Hey,
he's got the
this
speed
is a
laterally.
this is a great point by Copenhagen. I like Kip and Kanik, but the fact that Kanik was confused so much actually makes me feel better about him this year. It seemed like Kanik had more on his plate than Kip. And that's a great point. And I think most of Kanik's problems last year were when he was trying to think about it and figure it out, even in coverage. The zone coverage, he dropped back in coverage. And there was probably 2 or 3 plays last year where he was about a split second too late from getting an interception because he was out of position and he knew it. He just was too late. And a lot of that, and that's why, Jeremy, yesterday when I was talking about Kip Lewis and I said the instincts, I do think that's where Kanik probably lacks as a linebacker so far is the instincts because he didn't play in high school. Some guys, like I said, like Kip just has a knack. Now, that doesn't always mean great linebacker play, but I think Kanik, once he's as another offseason, another spring, another summer in the system, he should make a massive leap, dude. He should.
Absolutely. And Chester says you actually outran me. Actually, that wasn't even a rant from me, but I give Jay credit. He's learning from the best.
I
Kobe,
don't learn from. You don't teach me
405,
anything, by the way. You don't
405.
teach me
Hey,
anything, so.
hey, Jay can rant when his face isn't on here. That's the difference. Hey, 405 boy, I've never used prototypical big linebacker with Kobe all night. Now, I have not said prototypical all night, but maybe. Jimmy, not fast enough is not slow. You're wrong. If I lose to Usain Bolt by 100th of a second, doesn't mean I'm slow. It means I'm not fast enough. That's all I'm saying.
How did we get off on Usain Bolt? We're talking football.
I'm replying to Jimmy's comment. Who's behind Kanik on the roster? I guess it depends on who's going to play that linebacker position. But it's not Kip Lewis. Kip Lewis is behind Stutzman.
They could switch it, Jeremy. They might switch it.
They might. And Sammy Oshimagi, if I'm not saying it right, Hunter, correct me. Oshimigo moved to inside backer also.
Hey,
that's
what
right,
about
Ricky,
this?
You're right. You're right. He did.
Jeremy, what about this? Why would they not put Kip at Stutzman position and move Danny over to where Kanik plays?
Move Danny Stutzman to Kanik?
Yeah, he practiced both last year.
Yeah, he did. He did. And
I just think no matter what you do, you got to play your two best linebackers. I don't care how you put them in the position. Whatever you have to do, play your two best.
I think you play your four best. You rotate them in. Hey, Monty. Yes, and that's why I'm saying I have not switched on this, Monty. Now, some people have. Some people have switched on this, but I have not. I've been all in all the time that I think Kanik makes the jump Stutzman did. Because people were ripping Stutzman, too, said he was lost. You're right.
Jeremy, nobody's argued with you about that. I said Kanik should make that jump. All I asked last night was, at this point in time, how can you argue what Kip's done? That's all I was saying.
There were games he wasn't
make
great.
a massive jump.
There were games he wasn't great last year. He got benched. Some.
You keep going back to that, but weren't there plenty of games Kanik wasn't great either in? I mean,
Chester, you're wrong in this way. Chester, you're wrong in this way. Stutzman coming back hurts us in the long run. It doesn't hurt us in the long run unless OU refuses to rotate in this year. You got to rotate in. Keep these dudes fresh.
Did you just say somebody said Stutzman coming back hurts?
In the long run, Chester did.
Nothing.
Basically saying these other guys aren't going to play.
It doesn't matter. That's on the code. Your best defender coming back never hurts. I mean.
No, and Jay, you've got to rotate guys in.
Here's the bowl game depth chart. Mike was Kanik and Kobe. Near. Will was Stutz, Kip, Carter. And that's probably, I don't have a problem with that. I think Kip needs to be playing somehow you got to get Kip in the game. That's all I'm saying.
Jay, you rotate those guys through. It's the only logical answer. Why do you want tired bodies when you can have fresh bodies if you're not going to get a drop-off? That's my point.
And Jonathan, you're right. Stutzman the year before, he was similar to Kanek. I think that's why a lot of people think Kanek will make a huge jump. And it would not shock me next year to come out and I'll come on the live 3 games into the season and say, wow, Jaron Kanek looks like a totally different linebacker at that. He looks confident. He looks like he knows what he's doing. And I think that would be outstanding if that happens.
Hey.
But I also think Kip's going to make a big jump. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do.
Well, Stutzman coming back was massive for this team. Massive. Can he get more breathers? Absolutely could. But it's massive to have Danny Stutzman anchoring the defense. Jay.
Yeah.
The other thing, BV defense is hard to learn. You make and say that, Jonathan, it's year 3. No excuses.
There's absolutely no excuses if you're in. You can say you can be in the most complex defense in the history of football. If you're in your 3rd year learning it, there's no learning curve anymore. And I do think with Zach Alley, we're going to see some different things with the linebackers. I do. Maybe more rotation. I don't know what, but I think we're going to see more stuff.
Mez, I agreed with you last night. They play different positions. Absolutely said that.
Okay, but listen, Jeremy.
Jay's also the one that kept saying it.
No, Jeremy, last year they moved Stutzman.
Yes, they didn't move Kip or Kanek.
But they moved Stutzman over last year, and that's when Kip played with him.
Right, but I don't think it's a Kip versus Kanek thing anyway, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, yeah, it kind of is. Stutzman's is playing no matter what. So either you move Stutzman over to where Kanek is and you play Kip, or you leave Stutzman.
I agree, Jay seems confused. I agree.
Oh, my gosh, I'm not confused, dude.
Explain yourself, bud.
Explain myself. Let me go to Mess's comment. Kip at will and Kanek at Mike. Stutzman at will and Mike. So Stutzman can play both. So what do? You put either Kip or Kanek at. You put Stutzman in the position that's opposite, and if it's Kip, then you play Kip with Stutzman. If it's Kanek, you play Kanek. You play your 2 best linebackers. How's that confusing? If Danny can play both positions, wouldn't you just put him? Okay, if it's Kip, then you do that. If it's Kanek, you do that.
Well, in my opinion, Kip and Kanek should be able to play both positions, but they can't. I don't understand why. It can't be too difficult.
Copenhagen says, I love BV, but I agree we can't keep putting everything on the coordinators and players. And yeah, that did happen in 2023 because Kip was out playing Kanek, so they moved Stutzman over.
Yeah, I said
Am I wrong?
No.
Why did they move Stutzman over, Jeremy?
To get Kip on the field.
Okay, so it can happen.
I didn't say it can't happen.
So it is a Kip Kanek battle.
I don't think it's a Kip versus Kanek battle. I'm not going to sit here and say that. I think it's doing it. For one, it's doing a disservice to Kobe, and no one's talking about Lewis Carter.
Hey, Jeremy, we can all sit here and talk about it. We're fans. We're not on the field. We don't know who they're going to play. And Matt says he thinks it'll be Stutz and Kanek. Kanek needs more one-on-one time with the DC. And that's a good point, Matt, because like we've said, he was not a linebacker in high school. So and Mess says it's a Stutzman versus Kanek battle.
Yeah, so Mess, you're saying that Kip Lewis 100% should be a starter. And here's what I'm going to say about the whole thing, and I'll say it again. I don't give a rip who starts as long as they rotate guys in.
Yeah, it's who is the best player battle. That's it, Jay.
If you're going to play Kip Lewis and Stutzman for 90% of the snaps, I'm against it.
Hey, Mars, I don't think there's any chance they go after him. The more I think about it, I don't know. If they take him, you're losing somebody.
Absolutely. Be safe, Chester. Late night graveyard shift. Go do it.
Have a good one, Chester.
Kobe too slow. Lewis too small. Don't know about the others. That's what someone said. Matt says some players need more coaching than others.
Yeah. Good point. And Mess, that's a good point too. It's truly about situational football. It is. And I hope, listen, if you go back to the Texas game last year, they brought in Kip Lewis at the goal line and it worked out great. And that's what I want to see a little bit more of is, okay, this situation, who's better in pass coverage on a third down, right? Maybe we switch it out there. I mean, I think that's a great point about situational. Maybe that's how you use these guys and get more rotation in.
Jay, I remember, and this is probably a bad analogy, okay? Probably a horrible analogy. I do want to point out Doug Smith. Welcome to the Sooner Surge Double Trouble. Thanks for being on here, Jay. Doug Smith. Yeah, Omashigo looks
Oh, he's going
unbelievable.
to be good. He's going to be good.
I wouldn't count him in either. And here's what I'm going to I lead with that to say this. Nolan Richardson in basketball, when he was at Arkansas, you know what it was called, right? They pressed the crap out of you every single night full court. They were on you as soon as you inbounded the ball. You couldn't do that unless you had enough bodies. Now, I know this isn't basketball, but OU on the defensive side of the ball, if we're going to be a suffocating, pursuing defense like Brent Venables wants, they've got to let go of the loyalty card, and they've got to stop wondering if the two deep is as good as the starters, because I think they are at this point, and you got to rotate through. Two deep, all game long, smash, get him, pursue, rotate more, bring the next guy, go. Not difficult.
What are you yelling for?
Because I want to.
Hey,
if we throw, look, if Trace Ford wants to be one of those guys who comes in and rotates and gives us a down or two, so be it. He's not going to be on there all the time.
Jay says, at what point is too much rotation that hurts development?
Here's what I'll say, Jay. Too much rotation doesn't hurt development. Too much loyalty, in my opinion, is what's hurting the development and causing people to leave. It's the fact that they're not throwing guys in there. That, to me, hurts. If I know that I may be in on the next play, I'm going to go in for 2 or 3 plays. I'm going to give it all I got. This is about a team effort. It's about winning a national championship. I don't care if I'm playing 50 downs or 30 downs. My time will come. People will see me. I'm going to go to a pro day and a combine. I can do whatever.
Hey, what do you think about Matt? And I like the viewers' comments because this is what we led the title of the graphic off with. Matt says OU is a very good prominent linebacker. And that's obvious. Really. So, I mean, do you think, Matt, and does everybody in this chat think the linebacker room, should that be the strength of the defense this year? Should that be the number one position group on defense that should be the most consistent, the best group? Should it be on paper?
Look, I don't like to get into these comparisons again because, in my opinion, the secondary is as good as it is, as good as it's ever been on paper. And I agree, Mez. Safety's unbelievable. Listen, we said it last night, Jay. We named the 4 deep at the edge. We named the 4 deep at the defensive line, and we left guys off of it. Let's stop playing 4 guys, and let's go with, on the D line, let's throw 8 guys. What's 8 guys look like compared to 4? What does 6 backers look like? What do the 4 safeties look like? Like, again, I could say this all day, but, and let's pound, let's hammer the quarterback. You want to get more pursuit, play fresher guys.
Yeah, but they got to when they're in, they got to perform, dude. I mean, that's the thing. You can play. Here you are sitting here. Oh, they need it.
What?
Here they are. What?
The guys who played last year did perform, and they kept playing. That's my problem. 4, Bothroyd, 0 sacks all year, and they kept playing. That was my issue. PJ sat his butt on the bench. R. Mason Thomas got in some. There were so many guys that didn't play enough.
Jeremy, you always do this, and you sit on your couch and you watch a game. And
no, I don't sit on the couch. I stand about 2 inches from the TV, bud.
You want them to play all these guys, which I agree. I'm with you, but you're the guy that at the same point, if they bring a sub in and he does awful, you're ripping Brent Venables for subbing at all. And why is not Stutzman in there? Why is Kip in there instead of Stutzman? You would be saying that. So, Jeremy, it's a fine line, dude.
You're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Here's why you're wrong, Jay. The problem when I said things about the defense, about playing someone, is those guys stay. If Lewis, Tannick, something, if they played bad, if they had a bad player second, pull them, put someone else in. That's not what happened, Jay. These guys would play for series upon series upon series upon series before they would get pulled.
Easy for us and
Rotate
you
through.
easy for you and us to say on here, as we're not in the heat of it and playing and coaching in the game, because I agree. You got to play guys. You
Pay
got
me
to.
$7 million, I'll make a decision.
Okay.
I agree it's hard, Jay, but come on. All we were preached to, though, was competitive depth. So either it wasn't competitive or they were scared to pull the trigger and play the guys. Which one was it? Brent Venables, actually, one of the games last year, I'm going to go find it. Hunter, you might be able to find it. Early in the year, he said something about this. Do you guys remember this, Jay? He said something like, we need to, coaches, we need to do a better job about, we need to play more guys. Hunter, do you remember this?
And Jeremy,
May have been Cincinnati.
Brent Venables has said that for 2 years now, early in the season, before Big 12 play. When it gets into the heat of the moment, they're not subbing as much, Jeremy.
So the point was this, though. Guys, coaches, we got to rotate more guys in there. But
hey,
they didn't
Jeremy,
do it.
let me say this.
Monty, they had the horses last year, I think. This year, there's no excuses. Thoroughbreds. There are thoroughbreds sitting in the stable. They're chomping at the bit to get out of that stable.
I agree with both. I agree with both these comments. Eric, yes, he said that. And Hunter, you're right. You have to play more guys nonetheless in the SEC. Can't win unless you do. I get it. But I also think I think you have to play more, but you have to be very situational on how you rotate. You can't just rotate guys for the heck of it. Except I do think at defensive end, you can rotate all the time, because I think if you're sending guys on pressures after the quarterback, you want the freshest guy possible.
And Jay, it's been my main complaint. Matt, I disagree with you here, because Grayson Hall.
How do you disagree with that?
With what?
With that comment. How can you disagree with that?
I'm going to tell you right now, I can disagree with it, and I'm about to get mad. You just sat here in this live, so did a lot of people in the comments over here, and the voice of reason, Jason, says, play the best guys. But now you're saying, well, the horses were back. The horses were freshmen. And redshirt freshmen. And let's not do that. What are you talking about? If they're the best player, play them.
I don't. That's not my point. I agree with playing the best players, dude.
You cannot say play the best players.
You have selective hearing.
Say, well, the backups are freshmen.
You have selective hearing, period.
Okay.
I did not. I never said don't. I've never in my life, go ask anybody that's watching this live right now. Every live we've done, I've never said don't play the best players. Never in my life.
Was PJ one of the best players?
Yeah, he should have been playing, Jeremy.
Well, you said you agreed with Matt that the horses weren't in the back end were they were redshirt.
We're talking about PJ, but what Matt's saying is Kobe McKenzie last year was a redshirt freshman. I think that's what Matt.
Kip Lewis, Jay.
I know, Jeremy.
Kip Lewis good enough to play.
He was better than Kannick last year, yes, and Kannick was a redshirt freshman too.
And he played.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, though, dude.
Matt's saying the fact that I disagree with Matt actually is exactly what you're doing. The redshirt freshmen could play last year. They should have played more of them. I don't understand. Look, high school kids are at OU right now. The kids that should be in high school, they're already on campus. Already on campus. They're not high school kids anymore.
Hey, Matt, I'll say this, though. you can't learn from your mistakes if you don't play.
And
You
I
got to
agree.
play and go through the growing pains.
Matt, I agree. Freshmen make mistakes, but I would rather a freshman who is uber talented make a mistake than a guy who's a 6-year senior who just maybe doesn't have the talent to do it, be in there and still can't do anything. So anyway, hey, I got to get to this. Fan stop. Listen up, everybody. You can see the ticker across the bottom. The Sooner legend Toby Keith, paying homage to Fan Stop, will donate a portion of the revenue on each of the shirts, the Toby Keith shirts, the red Solo Cup shirts, on each shirt to the Toby Keith Foundation. They've given us the link. You can see that there. Also, if you go to thefanstop.com and use code SURGE, you can get on the Shirt of the Month Club and get 10% off that. If you do that by February 20th, you will be in line for the Shirt of the Month in March, which will be the St. Patty's Day OU shirt. Hop on to fanstop.com. Kim Hurst, welcome tonight. Who has the better player, a freshman with ability or a senior that has it between the ears?
Man, well, I would say a senior. Kim, I would say a senior that has it between the ears and great ability. That's
well, duh, Jay. I think it depends. How much talent are you talking? How much talent does a senior have, and how much ignorance to the game does the freshman?
I'll say this: don't forget David Agwebu was a senior at OU. He played at OU for 4 years. He wasn't the greatest when he was a senior. He might have been smart, maybe, I don't know, between the ears, but I would have rather seen another guy play there. Hey, trivia real quick.
Do it.
2 points on the line tonight, and I think this is pretty easy, but we'll see if y'all are up to date with the 2024 squad. Okay. All I want to know tonight, there's 2 points available. Who is wearing number 6 for Oklahoma this year? Offense and defense. Drop the names in the chat. You get a point for each name. Got to be quick. Do you know, Jeremy?
I know one on the offensive side.
Nigel Smith is one. That's correct. Good job, Matt.
Matt gets the point. Davis played out of position, is what Ricky says.
Is he talking about David Agwebu?
Must be David Agwebu.
Yeah, not Baker this year, Lori. Does anybody know who is offense number 6? Did I stump y'all? Wow, this is shocking.
Possibly,
to me.
Jay.
Do you know it, Jeremy?
I said I did.
Not Nick Anderson. There it is. Jay Jones, Deion Burks.
Deion Burks.
Hey, real
just
quick.
Broke my bracelet.
Oh, gosh. You okay? You going to make it? Hey, real quick. I think this is awesome. This stat here by Zosan30. Love it. Kanik missed over 20% of his tackles last year compared to Stutzman, only 9% of his tackles. I love that stat. And missed tackles, they really hurt you, especially at the linebacker position.
Absolutely agree. Kanik missed a lot of tackles. That stat could be misleading in ways too. Not saying it is in this case because Stutzman was really good, but if you get to more tackles, and you might miss more too. Or if you don't get to more. So, but I do agree. Kanik missed a lot of tackles. It wasn't good. It does show that he might have been in the right place at the right time.
Look at Jay doing that without, you know why? Jay did that without Google. You know, Jay's unlimited member, man. He's a smart guy.
Are you implying that if you're not an unlimited member, you're not?
No, I'm just saying Jay's a smart guy. I've interacted with him on Discord.
I was teasing you, Jay. I was just teasing
you. You love to put words in people's mouth, dude.
So you do understand skewed stats. Exactly. I know. Look, Dalpois, I can go research and find anything to support anything I want. I tell my students that all the time. Hey, reckless is a good thing. 405 boy, reckless would be a good thing on defense, in my opinion. I don't think that's how you meant it, but
it can be, but
I blow up the line. Blow up the line is reckless. So it just depends on what you're referring to. But that word to me has a negative connotation in some ways and a positive connotation in others. And in football world, I think it means usually a positive thing. Now, Hunter thinks maybe it more as a wild card, which it could be. Sooners going to get it done tomorrow, Jay, against the Jayhawks? Absolutely not.
That would be a no, probably with the injuries they have. Soares and Hughley probably out.
Stop it with the injuries. I got an idea for you. You know why they're not going to get it done tomorrow? One, they can't beat Kansas. Two, Porter Moser. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey, what do you mean got to explain connotation to Jay? What's he talking about?
You don't know what connotation means.
But I know what connotation. Why do you act like I'm just a dummy?
Hunter's the one that put it in there.
Hey,
tell me what it means, Jay.
Copenhagen. What about this? Should number 6 be retired?
No.
Why?
Look, I only brought up basketball because I wanted Ron Brown to put it on there like he does. Death, taxes, and Ron Brown saying Moser wants out of Norman. Okay. I don't know, Jay. The whole college retiring jerseys. Look, I don't know.
Hey, are you going to lose your mind? Are you going to lose your mind when EA Sports College Football comes out and Shedeur Sanders is on the cover?
No.
You're not?
Yeah, Matt says, "Are you even English, Jay?" Sounds French to you. He was kidding. Now, I like what Mark says. I think that's kind of cool.
That's pretty cool, Mark.
If I'm going to wear number 6 and Baker won a Heisman, I wear it. Got to do it with pride. It's something to Kim says Kanik is a perfect example. If you're faster than everyone on the field, but you beat everyone to the wrong spot, you're more of a liability than help. Well, Kanik's not faster than everyone, but Kanik can run.
Hey, Kanik has all the tools to be a great linebacker. I think you just got to learn the system.
Okay, but in my opinion, where I saw Kanik struggle more than any time is when he was on his heels. It's not when he was running downhill. It was when he's on his heels.
I agree with that.
He's not good on his heels. He's an aggressive playmaker. That's what he is.
And but linebacker and Brent Venables' defense can't be playing like that. And that's why I thought Kip played better, is I thought Kip was more aggressive.
Again, and Matt, you don't seem too high on Kanik. Curious what your thoughts are as to why. Look, he's playing a new position for one. He was a quarterback and safety in high school. Let's give the guy a little bit of break. But here's what I'll say. If the D-line plays up to maybe their ability, no one's going to be on their heels. You can attack. The DBs can. You're only guarding the guy for 3 seconds at that point. Everybody across the board is going to look better if the defensive line, if the front four does what maybe we think they can.
I think that, listen, as much as we're talking about linebackers tonight, and is that going to be the strength? I think even if that is the strength, if the D-line doesn't take a huge step, this team's not going to be very good. I think linebackers should be the strength, but I think most of the season for OU on defensive side of the ball is hinging on the pressure they get on the quarterback based off that defensive front. Because it all affects everything. It affects your defensive backfield. It affects your linebackers getting clean hits on guys because your inside guys are taking on blockers. All that is all coming from the defensive line.
Okay, and I'm not sure what's happening on the comments. I'm missing some stuff. First, Hunter, is Phil Picciotti healed up? Second of all, what is the one-chip challenge guy? One-chip challenge, and Hunter said it would lead to no yelling on the live for at least one night. What's the one-chip challenge?
You don't.
What, Jay?
You got to eat it. It's like a very hot chip, dude.
I'm not doing it. I think I saw something where someone died of that. Someone died of that.
You know what I did once? I did the cinnamon challenge once. I did almost have to go to the hospital. It was bad. Don't ever do it, guys. Don't ever do it.
I don't think Deshaun is big enough for linebacker, Jay, and I don't think he can cover good enough. So no. But Eric, why are we getting kids that are projects and need 3 years of development to come play linebacker at OU? I think the question, Eric, is I thought Kanik. I didn't know that Kanik would be a linebacker. I think Kanik actually fits the cheetah position better, in my opinion. Uh,
But what about
he's not.
Lewis
He played
Carter's not a
safety. He played safety at high school.
yeah, but Lewis Carter's not a project. That's why maybe he's going to get some playing time.
Who said Lewis Carter?
No, but he said, why are we recruiting guys, linebackers?
I think he's talking about guys like Kanik. Wait, the one chip challenge. Someone said someone got paid $2,000. I'm not doing it. It can kill you. And you're right, Eric. I know you were referring to Kanik. They moved positions. His freshman year, he was cheetah. That's where he played.
But that's also a linebacker. I mean,
it's if we're gonna say that Will and Mike are different, then we got to say Cheetah and Will or Cheetah and Mike are different. Come on.
Could it be though? I mean, do we need to question anything? Like we heard Woody wants to move inside a little bit. And this is just total me asking a question. So don't jump down my throat with what I'm saying. But you're talking about Deshaun moving to DN and rushing a lot. You're talking about Kanik moved from cheetah to linebacker. Seems like we just need to get guys figured out what position they're going to be in and roll with it. I mean,
yeah, and look, I'm going to say my opinion as to why, Eric. Let's just be honest. We know what happened when Lincoln Riley left. Cupboard was bare in some places. The defense hadn't been coached up since Grinch was here. Not only did the Grinch steal Christmas, Grinch stole the Oklahoma defense, okay? So they had to maybe move some things that maybe, honestly, let's be honest, they might not have wanted to do it, but the other guys weren't here yet. They didn't have the stacked recruiting classes. I think you put a true serum in them. Kanik, that's probably maybe not where they wanted to do the first year or second year. I don't know. That's me thinking out loud there.
Yeah, a lot of people dropping all these challenges in. I'm not down for that, guys.
It depends, Jay. If it means you'll shut up
Depends
for a
on
live,
what.
I might be all in. People would pay for me to shut up, I'm sure.
Well, they'll pay tomorrow, I guess. I mean, I'm cutting out. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
They'll want me off of hearing my voice, which is fine with me. I do mild pecani sauce, Jay. Mild. Okay?
Mild?
Yep.
Chipotle, do you get the medium salsa or mild?
I get mild, Jay.
And hey, I saw this stat today, Matt. You're in luck. I saw this stat today on Twitter. 7 players are left that are playing this year. 7.
Hunter says 4.
7. I'm pretty sure it's 7, Hunter.
Mark, I will not do it with my sons, especially for $20. But Hunter was thinking starters. I don't know who did. Someone asked that question, Ron. No one did, hopefully. It's ridiculous if you did. Hunter asked that question. Not Hunter. Matt asked that question, I think.
Jay, did I what?
Someone said something about Tide Pod. You didn't, did you, Jay?
No, heck no. Heck no.
That's dumb. Dumbski.
Yeah, Matt, that's what I saw too with 7 on Twitter.
Hey, listen.
So that's
big
wild.
Kudos to everyone on a Friday night. I got early day tomorrow, but I want to say that big thanks to everyone on here joining up every night. It's been fun. Good linebacker talk tonight. Please do us a favor tonight. Check out the FanStop. The links are in the description. Fanstop.com. Get on the Shirt of the Month Club. Order your Toby Keith shirt. Portions of that will support the Toby Keith Foundation. And also, check out Sooner Surge Unlimited. Eric, again, I got to shout out Eric. Eric today got on the Sooner Surge Discord and started a great chat about kind of carrying what we talked about last night over to today. And that was great. Some good conversation. So you can do that by joining the link. Mark, I hope you're able to get on the Discord link. If not, I did send that email to you. Yep, got to meet tomorrow in Topeka, Kansas. 8 hours on the road for a 12-hour meet. It's going to be a long day, but excited to see our runners go compete. Anytime you can see high school students get after it and compete, it's a good day. So we will see everybody tomorrow night. Hit the like. Dow Polish like Dow Polish. Hit the like. Everybody right now, hit the like. We'll see y'all tomorrow night. Boomer.